Well, hello and welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and tonight we have a bit of a different show because you know that I had decided to not touch this topic anymore. You know, the topic of Meghan's pregnancy. You know that it can be a bit controversial in many ways, but just maybe from a fashion perspective, we can talk from a fashion perspective this time. Just that because I have a question because I am not an expert and I saw these pictures today in the wild on Twitter and I looked for them because I wanted to ask you your opinion or if you know about this. What is that thing right below Megan's hand? I know that she's wearing a purple dress, right? Okay, that is nice. And she's wearing like a coat on an overcoat, a red overcoat. Okay. But then again, what is this? And just in case that any of you, Sausage Squad, I know that you are watching, are going to claim that I photoshopped this, there are two things that you should consider. The first one is that it's not one, but two pictures that have that I don't know that some stiff stuff there. And second, that you will find the link in the description to both pictures on Alami's website to see that I did not Photoshop anything. You will get the original pictures there. So in both of these pictures, you can see there's this strange. It's like she was wearing some kind of I don't know, like mini dress with a very stiff hem. I don't know if that's a thing, but I couldn't possibly know what was that and why am I talking about this again after having settled this topic. Well, for the only reason that at the same time, these pictures were really hard to find in Alami's website. I'm not saying that they had disappeared or they were erased from the internet at some point, but I can tell you that when I did my body language guy video back then, like 2 years ago, and another Royal Rogue video 1 year ago about this exact topic, I went through every single picture that I could imagine in every single website because, well, that's the way I do things. And I did not see this. So that's why I am baffled that this happened and this appeared out of nowhere. And everyone, well, not everyone, but many people on Twitter are asking, I mean, what is that? And all bets are off. And that's why I am genuinely asking you, what do you think about that? But this is not all because we have another, let's say, angles to this. And the other angle is at the same time in the Alamy website. You know, Alamy is like this is stock photography, like Getty Images, when you can find pictures and also video. Well, looking for these pictures of Meghan, I also found a new clip of that moment. You remember this moment when Meghan was this I don't know event engagement, and she was playing with this puppy, and she stands up, and there's this strange sound that I need. The thing with this clip is that it's a different angle, and I think is a better quality audio of well, you have to hear it for yourself. I'm going to play it. It's going to be in loop for a while, and you're going to hear it for yourself.
Oh my god. Yeah, no. Should we snap that? Oh my god. Yeah, no. Should we snap that? Oh my god. Yeah, no. Should we snap that? Oh my god. Yeah, no. Should we snap?
I think 4 times is more than enough. So you got the hang of it, right? You hear some kind of a pop, and I shared this clip on Twitter, right? Because I was, of course, genuinely curious about this new clip because it's new, it's a different angle. And what do you think about the pop? And I got all sorts of questions, of course. And one was really interesting. Like it could have been a door shutting at that exact moment, right? I think that's too much of a coincidence. What I think it was, I just for the record, this is my theory. This is my personal opinion as a professional. Is that it was some kind of Pringles can, like hidden in somewhere that someone opened, or maybe it was Megan who had a Pringles can or a potato chips can with her. You know that pregnant women have the munchies, and maybe she got a yeah, a can of potato chips with her, and it all of a sudden pop open when she stood up, and maybe that explains also the coat flicking at the same time. Any kind of theories are possible, but don't you tell me that this. I know that so these topics, and my attorneys are not gonna lie that I'm touching this again, but I couldn't help both the strange thing that I really wish that you help me explain, and also the small pop at the end of this uh, cycle, this video, this clip. I'm gonna play it again just in case.
Oh my god, yeah, no, should we snap to? Phones will be ringing if, oh my god, yeah, no, should we snap to? Phones will be ringing if, oh my god, yeah,
Well, while you come up with an explanation to both things, I want to talk about something that happened today. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry share emotional message after Senate child safety hearing. What went on with this? That they grabbed a clip. You remember that they when they appeared at this event that they were talking about children online safety, and they had been working with parents whose children had been bullied, and they had been working with these parents for months. And well, we were surprised about that. Well, for them, if that's true, all right, because that's an actual thing. Although the Sausage Squad, the fans of Meghan and Harry, should be the first ones lecture about this, because all of the bullying that they send towards the Wales family, including, of course, their children. So it's like Harry and Meghan should send a video, but to their own fan base, so they stop the online bullying. That would be a great first start. But I found it really funny that in that video that they shared, which, by the way, has a excellent timing. You know that the Senate of the United States was making this interrogation to Mark Zuckerberg, the owner, founder, and everything of Meta and Facebook about, well, children are not safe on Facebook or Instagram. And it was a bloodbath. And it's such a coincidence that they were talking about children online safety, and it was trending online, of course, because the clips are really, well, are disturbing in many ways, in so many ways that Facebook has let this happen. And at the same time, wow, Harry and Meghan at night released this video about children safety online. It's like maybe it's to ride, that trend online, or trend of searches online. That is brilliant. But what I found amusing about that is that in that video, that clip that they shared, it's like 2 minutes. I'm gonna spare you watching that. In the video released with a statement on online child safety, Megan says, when the car was first invented, there wasn't a seat belt. And what happened? People started to get hurt, people started to die. So you started to change the car. So I find it baffling. I like mysteries. I like to connect dots, but dots that are hard to connect. But I find it baffling that of all the analogies that Megan could have come up with, an intelligent woman that she is, she could have come up with any kind of analogies. She had to make an analogy about car safety and people having accidents and people dying because car accidents. Because, yeah, we both know who she wants to be, I don't know, related to. The Elizabeth Arden ghost. Yes, it's something that she cannot help. Now, the other question that I have is how in the world they talk about this topic with a video that was recorded months ago, and as according to Taz says, where's their emotional message to the backup people who asked for their help in May 2023? So that is the level of hypocrisy that we have. That is the kind of questions that we have. And that's why we have so many question marks in these cases. And that's why I told you that this was going to be a bit of a different video. But anyway, I would love to know what do you think about this in the comments. My Royal Rogues, my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. And remember to download my 100 free body language tips right in the description of this video if you want to read people like a book. Much love and bliss.